going on, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be showing you the best apps and software to use on your Surface. So go ahead, smack that like button, subscribe, and let's get started. Alright guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you the best apps to use on the Surface Pro 7. And I know it's been a while since I've uploaded the other Surface Pro video. However, with this video, I strictly want to show you the best applications. So this is going to be a little bit awkward, but coming up at number 1, we do in fact have OBS. OBS is a great software to use, whether screen recording for just a practical purpose like what I'm doing, or for recording gameplay, and it works very well. You may need some extra storage, however with the Microsoft Surface you have several options in the back, as well as optimal settings in the setting system. Next, the most helpful app that I've used on this Surface is probably the OneNote app. So you can sign in. I recently reset my password, which is why it's offline. But with the OneNote app for Windows, you have multiple choices that you can do. So with college or even high school, or depending whatever you need it for, whether it be work or school, you can use your Surface Pen or keyboard, and you can download PDF documents, and you can open them up and paste them right here. For example, this is my English assignment on argument style, and this is rhetoric. This is a little note my girlfriend wrote me. But yeah, as you guys can tell, her handwriting is a lot better than mine. But yeah, just due to the pure versatility of this app, I'd recommend it 10 out of 10 for any type of note-taking, whether it be online or just any type of note-taking. So for example, let me just go ahead and write something. So I wrote, "Hi YouTube, what's up guys?" But yeah, so I'd really recommend using your keyboard for this, or just your mouse pad, because that way you're able to download these PDFs here and you can take notes, and then you can use your Surface Pen and then you can just go over the notes or highlight important examples. It works really well. It's better than any other note app that I've tried. The only reason I'm sad to switching to a desktop setup instead of my laptop is because if I ever do homework and I need to do something like this, then this Surface knocks it out of the park. It has a math calculator, it has a ruler, it has ink to shapes. The most usable functionality of this computer would be this app. So OneNote for Windows 10, definite win. Alright, so other apps that aren't really apps but software, I'd largely recommend downloading Vegas Pro or Photoshop, either for editing for photos or for video editing. Both of these apps are insanely reliable. Let's go ahead and boot up Vegas Pro 17. The boot up time is actually fairly quickly, and the rendering time, I will say, takes longer depending on the specs of your computer, as well as depending on the settings that you have for your Surface. So currently for my Surface, let's see, I don't have any videos input, but I do believe I have it set for 1080p, so it's going to upload a lot faster, and just the overall mobility of this, as well as the efficiency that it has. So reason why many people are going with the Surface instead of a MacBook these past few years is because of how the Surface operates. The Surface isn't a usual laptop, and it's more of a tablet, which works out great with apps that work with this. And it works out great in the sense that it can do a lot of things that MacBooks can't. Like, it can run these other third-party systems really well, and it has a Surface Pen, and not to mention it has a Windows-based operating system. Sorry, Mac. But yeah, just overall that, it's a lot more appealing than the MacBook, not to mention the expandable storage, as well as the ease of portability. It's a lot lighter than a MacBook, and the screen resolution, if you're into that, it's a lot better because of the glass screen. I will say that it's a lot more powerful, like in terms of computing power, than anything that I've ever used. The speakers sound alright. The webcam is not anything to be crazy about. Let's go ahead and open up Photoshop. With Photoshop, whenever you download it, depending on how you get it, you're going to have to optimize your screen. I don't exactly know how I did it. I just went on YouTube and played with a bunch of tools. But you're going to have to optimize your screen in a way that allows all the tools to be easily visible. And what I mean by that is whenever you first open up Photoshop, all the little icons, after it loads, all the little icons are going to be a lot smaller or a lot larger than what you're used to. So what you're going to see whenever this first boots up is hours of configuration. Like, as you guys can tell, everything looks fairly normally sized. I have my file, edit, image, and layers. Everything looks fairly reasonable. However, whenever I first got Photoshop, everything was like 70% smaller than what it is right now on my screen because I had to optimize it. Another app I would recommend is the video editor. For those of you who can't either afford Sony Vegas Pro, or for those of you guys who don't want to pirate it, I'd highly recommend this installed already Microsoft OneDrive editor. It's great for editing videos. Not only can you create videos in an amazing way, but you can also separate audio volume. So for software, currently there's a bug in Sony Vegas where if you just drop a straight MP4 of music, it won't play. It'll be unreadable. Like, it'll say you downloaded it, but it'll be unreadable. So what I do, I go into this typical movie editor or the movie viewer, and then I add a clip, and then I add audio. What I do is I then export it as a file, and I can add my custom in audio right there, and then you can change your export settings, which is right here, which is why it's amazing. And then you can, once you have your video rendered in this software, you can then put it on Sony Vegas and then separate the groups and then delete the video group and then only have your music. This is why I use this software, or I used to use it whenever I was editing. And not to mention, it's just a really basic software for those of you who don't want to get into the nitty gritty of video editing, but for those of you who still want something to play with. All right, our next app on the list is indeed going to be this app called Sketchable, which I'm sure many of you guys know. I did a review, I did a little bit of a review on my other video of this. Oh, the whiteboard, that's next. But anyways, Sketchable is a truly amazing app. If you're an artist in any way, then you probably already have Sketchable. Just go ahead and exit out. I don't even know what that says. Let's go ahead and start a new one. But yeah, as you guys can tell with Sketchable, once you have it open, you can select different books or different pages. You have 10, and what you can do, you just hit the edit button, which is in the bottom right hand corner, and then you can do whatever you want to do. Just edit and create. The thing about Sketchable that's amazing, besides the fact that it's free, no, it didn't sponsor this video, but Sketchable is free and it's a software most creators use. So if you ever have any questions about it, just type them out in Reddit or somewhere on Twitter and anybody can answer your question. But it's super easy to use. I do believe there are two different versions of the software. There's the paid version and then there's the unpaid version. I'm no artist, as you guys can tell. I'll just stick to video gaming and content creating. But yeah, so there's two types of apps. There's two types of app versions for this one app. You can either get the paid pro version and have access to all these specific edits, as you guys can tell where my mouse is on the left hand side, or you can get the unpaid version like what I did and then just draw. For those of you who do like photo editing and sketching and drawing, this app is amazing. One of my friends uses this and she's an amazing content creator as far as sketching and painting and drawing go. So this is what she uses because she also has a Surface. Last but not least, I would like to mention this website called BuyDig. I'll link it down in the description below. So for those of you guys who would like to entail and look at this stuff further in detail, you guys can. Some of these apps I've already listed, such as the OneDrive and some of the stylist apps. There's not Sketchable on here, but there's a great variety. So you guys can see Adobe Photoshop Express, and that allows you to fully use the Surface Pro pen and all of its glory. I don't personally use a Surface Pro pen a lot myself because I'm more of a content creator for YouTube, but I mean, if it's up your alley, then why not? So you guys can just tell there's a large array of apps that you can use. Not a lot of people think that the calendar or mailing apps are highly useful. However, for the Surface Pro or other Microsoft products, it's really good because you can link it to your phone and your Gmail, and you can receive all your mailing info in one place, which is why I like it. And then, of course, there's Cortana. I don't really use Cortana myself, but it's in there. Hope you guys liked. Subscribe. Peace out.